recording. There we go. And the first thing I'm going to do, I've got Unity Hub already open. I'm just going to create a brand new project from scratch. Just assume we've never done this before. This is totally new. I'm just going to leave the name as my project because I'm likely just going to delete it after this anyway. Make sure you use the correct version, so it needs to be 2021.3.8f1. In your version, make sure that you've got all the correct modules installed. So you need both the Windows and the Windows and Android versions. So basically, is it under installs? I can never remember where these are, you know, to be honest. Is it under settings? I can't. You know what? I can't even remember because I never do this. But when you install, basically when you install your version of Unity, actually there it is here, you see. 2021.3.8f1, I've got Android and Windows. And you can actually add modules. If you're missing the Android one, for instance, you can just, under the settings thing, add it. Make sure you choose Android build support. So as long as you've got both of them in the correct version, then you're good to go. So projects, yeah, let's start a new one. My project. We want the one ending in 8f1. I don't want to connect to the Unity cloud because honestly, just don't waste your time with that. Every time you open your project, it's going to take ages to open up. So we'll just start with that basic thing there. Who can I hear? I knew that was Triffid. I could tell that was Triffid by your humming.
He was whisper quiet all the way through karaoke because he knew full well as soon as he started singing I was going to megaphone him. He got to know that I keep recording him live on YouTube whenever he's singing. Without realising. He was whisper quiet all the way through. All the ones I knew he'd be singing, he must have muted himself.
Yeah. Well, we've just got started. I didn't want to waste any time because I've got a feeling that it's going to take a while to cover what I'm doing today. I'll let you know before I carry on any further. We're not going to be doing any Blender stuff. We're not going to be doing any modelling today. What I want to concentrate on first of all is the Banter SDK, how to start a new project and install that, because I know some people have been struggling a little bit with it. So if I can do a step-by-step thing and at least have a video up, it might help people a bit. So we're going to do that. And then after that, depending on how we get on for time, I also want to cover GitHub and using GitHub Desktop specifically for keeping backups, incremental backups of your project. So that's basically it. We'll see how we get on for time. But I did actually just get started. I hope you can see the screen there. If not, it is screencasting. So if not, if you're on 2D, if you're on a PC or a laptop, I would suggest opening up your menu, hitting that settings cog in the bottom right of the screen and reload your space. If you're on a headset like Quest 3, just hit that button, the on-off button, just briefly till the screen goes black. You don't want to switch the headset off, you just want to turn the screen off and then turn it on again, and that will reload the space, re-render the space, and your screen should show up. So, just to get on with what I was talking about, we've literally just created a brand new project. It's called My Project. It's got the standard name, and I was just explaining how to choose the correct version of Unity and make sure that you have both the Windows and Android modules installed. But other than that, this is a blank canvas essentially. So the first thing we want to do is to get set up to be able to upload to Banter before we build any worlds, really, ideally. So what I would do, easiest thing in my opinion, open up a Google search and just search for GitHub Banter SDK. And you'll see the first one that comes up is GitHub side quest. Click on that and you'll see Banter SDK right there. On the right hand side where there's the green button for code, if you click on that you'll see a URL here, and this is what you want to copy. So just hit that button there to copy it. Go back to Unity. In Window you want to open up your package manager. Click the little plus button and say add package from Git URL, and then you can just Control and V to paste that in and add. And then we've got to wait while it installs. But this way you're making sure that you're always getting the latest version of the SDK, because you're getting that URL directly from GitHub. The URL shouldn't ever change, actually, but for the simple fact that I know somebody, I think, posted the URL incorrectly into Discord at one point, and people were having trouble. It just wasn't working, and just getting it directly from GitHub itself, I think, is just, you know, you're not going to make any mistakes then. So we'll just wait for that to do its stuff. It's going to pop up with a few boxes at some point, and I just keep hitting enter. Just, yes, hit that. And we'll just sit here and twiddle our thumbs for a little bit while it does its stuff. Enter. And then at some point it's going to restart the project. Excuse me, very dry mouth, just having a quick drink. Goodness. Yay. Okay, so we've now got in the package manager, it shows Banter SDK is installed. So now what I normally do is go into the Unity registry, install Cine Machine, because you need that for your cameras to work anyway. And then I usually just search for XR. We've got XR plugin management installed. Don't know whether you need to update this, but I always do. It still seems to work okay. So update XR plugin management. It may be unnecessary, but hey ho. I've not had any problems so far by updating it. And then Oculus XR plugin I believe you need as well. So install that. And I believe that's it. Normally what I do after that is I will just have a quick check under player and make sure that, see now, normally it already sets this for me, but on this occasion it's changed it to gamma. I wonder if that's because I updated the Oculus XR plugin. I might try it without updating next time. But colour space should never be gamma, it should be linear. So just change that. And that's under player in the project settings. If you don't know how to get to the project settings, if you've closed it, it's under edit project settings there. So that's that set up. I don't think I've missed anything. Next thing is under Banter. You've got your bundle builder. There's a couple of things under tools. If, for instance, you've got a project that you had originally uploaded to Altspace, for instance, which uses the universal render pipeline, there's a URP section, and it will actually convert where it can the materials from UR materials to standard pipeline. Any custom material, any custom shaders, for instance, it won't convert, and you'll have to figure those ones out on your own. But if you've just used the standard ones that were built into Unity as part of the URP, it'll convert them to standard. Bundle builder, this is where you do the magic. So as standard, you've only got the options to build for Android and Windows. If I was to build this world right now, it'll do its stuff, but it'll actually pop up with a window when it's finished. And I'll show you that in a second. In fact, while it's doing that, we'll set up a side quest space for it. So just click on your account icon in the bottom, and is it, I can't remember because they've changed everything again. Is it view my spaces? Things that I created? No.
Create space. Underneath.
Oh,
view my
there
spaces.
it is. Create a space, of course. They either change everything and then I can't find what I want anymore. Oh, and there's my window popped up. So these two are your bundles that you need, Android.banter and Windows.banter. And then you also need your HTML file, your index file. As long as you're not going to be doing anything fancy, as in adding any A-frame components, you're fine just using the one that the Banter builder generates. If you've already got a space set up, like for instance you've got it on Glitch and it's got A-frame components, you need to use that HTML file instead. But this one will work absolutely fine if it's just a Unity upload and nothing else. So let's just minimize that for now, and I just called it my project. Do I have to give it a one-liner summary? Just a test, that'll do. And save space. And then under Banter you can hit host with SideQuest, and you've already got a URL here. So host with SideQuest. It says your Android.banter, Windows.banter and index.html are not found, but we're going to fix that in a minute. And there's two ways of doing this. If you haven't connected, as I haven't here, this project with SideQuest, all we've done is built the bundles, but nothing's been uploaded. And what we can do is you can literally just upload them manually. So I don't know why I do it this way, but I start from bottom to top because I'm weird like that. So Android.banter, what I would do is just that's the one I want. Hold down shift, right click, and then just copy as path. That's easiest for me. Paste it in there. You don't want the quotes. And open. And there it is uploaded. And then Windows.banter, we'll do the same thing. Copiers path. And the HTML file. In fact, I'm already in the right thing, so I might as well just select that there.
So what is the difference between the meta one and the Banter one?
The meta one is just a meta file. It doesn't contain any information it's not a Banter bundle. It doesn't contain your project file. It's just basically all a meta file is a file of information about it. And that's all it is. Even photographs, you take a digital photograph on your camera, it's got a meta file kind of attached or embedded in it. It's got EXIF data and stuff, which is all part of its metadata. So most files have got either information embedded into it or got a meta file, which is a separate thing, which just, yeah. You don't need to worry about it. Don't worry about the meta files, but I wouldn't suggest you delete them, put it that way. At least in the case of, let's just close that for now. If, for instance, I created a material, and it's just a material, there's nothing in there, but if I right click and say show in Explorer, you'll see not only have I got new material, but I've got new material.mat.meta. And Unity's created that. And as I say, it's just information about the file. You don't need to worry about it, basically, is what I'm saying. So we'll just get rid of that for now. So yeah, where was I? We've created that and we've uploaded. There's nothing there. If we were to go there now, we'll just spawn into an empty space and you'll not see anything. But at least we've uploaded something, and that's how you would do it manually. That is now literally ready to go to. You would just put this URL in. When you bring up your menu, you would need to go to URL and type it in there using this keyboard.
It should be under your spaces as well. Just click on your spaces, it should be there.
It should be, but like here it is. There's my house that I did last time that was absolutely tiny. By the way, I have increased the size of everything by 20%. It looks a bit more normal now. But yeah, we'll do a little bit more work on that next week probably. But yeah, another thing, as well as going to your spaces, you've also got this code. Forget about the bant.ing bit, just put in this little code here. Under go to URL, type it in, and then just hit the .bant.ing button. It adds the rest for you, and join room, and you're good to go. That'll take you straight there. So the next thing we wanted to do was show you the automated way of uploading your world. So again, back to side quest, and I'm just gonna copy this because it's easier. Just right click, copy link address, go back here, and under upload, oh, I forgot we've got to connect it yet. So yeah, you can either type in this URL or go to side quest and link my side quest here, and it'll ask you for a code, and you pop that code in. Oh goodness, come on, why is it not working? There we go. Link now, and that's it, linked, ready to go. So we'll take a little note of, what did I call it again? It was just called my project, wasn't it? There it is. Manage space, Banter. We'll take a little note here. It says 7:15 is when I manually uploaded these files. So back into Unity, we need to just keep that little bit of the snippet of code at the beginning without the bant.ing and without the HTTPS bit. I'm sorry, what was that?
What did she just put in there?
Over here, where this little URL is here for your space. I just
Okay,
right clicked and copied it, and then I just pasted it in
that's
here,
what
and
I need.
yeah,
Okay, that's the part I need help. I have an old URL in there. I need to replace it
yeah,
with the updated.
yeah, that's what you need.
Yeah. Yes,
So as
that's
long
what
as
I
you've
need.
got your space created on SideQuest, you'll have that URL, and just pop it in there. And then you can either upload all. If you haven't built it, you can do it all in one go. Just hit auto upload, build and upload it now. And we'll let it go through it again, just so you can see it in action. What was the time I said on there? About 7:15, wasn't it, that I uploaded all of these? There we go. It still opens up the window. We'll just minimise that. And we'll just refresh this page. And it now says 7:21. So it's successfully uploaded all those files again. And that's basically it. That's all you do. So in future, as I add stuff to the project, I can just open up the bundle builder and hit build and upload now, and it'll do it all for you. As I say, if you have a glitch file, for instance, a project hosted on glitch rather, and your HTML file is there with some specific code, some A-frame components or anything like that, you don't want to do the automated build and upload now, because you need to use the HTML file, which works in glitch. I'll give you a quick example. Let's have a look. The only thing you need to change if you're going to be using that HTML file, DeadZed's got a very good video up on his channel as well, which explains all of this. But we'll just quickly open up a project. And you'll see this is the bit that you need. But here, where it's got your asset bundles, instead of this, you want to put in the URL for these instead, and you get those by just clicking on these little icons here. So hang on. Here, where we've got Android, there, you would just replace that with that, just there, where it says android.banter. Just copy it, and then I'm not going to do it because I haven't moved this over yet. It's still running as it is. But instead of this, you would just delete that, and you would, in its place, you would paste this instead. That's the URL, except it doesn't go there, obviously. After the semicolon, it goes here. But this is the new URL, and I've literally just copied that from here just by hitting that little icon. And your HTML file, again, I would recommend going over to DeadZed's channel and having a look, because he explains it in really good detail. Literally just copy all of this, pop it into a text file, and as long as the extension is HTML instead of .txt, that's it. You've made an HTML file, and you can upload that manually instead. So I hope that is clear. I think that's it as far as the Banter builder goes. What I did want to cover was GitHub as well, because it is a really, really good way, as I say, of keeping your project backed up and safe. So, like for instance, all my projects are on a different drive to my operating system, and if that drive was to die and I was to lose everything, at least I know all my projects are safe. and I can get them back, and I'll show you how to do that. So as I say, my favourite way is to use GitHub. So if you go to github.com, you can sign up here with a button, and it literally, it's so easy to do. It literally walks you through the whole thing step by step. It doesn't cost anything. Just you can go with just the basic plan. It's free. Hit sign in when you're done, and you can get signed into your account. And then this bit will be empty. You won't have any backups here at all. What I would next recommend you do, rather than working directly in the web page, is to install GitHub Desktop. And you get that by going to desktop.github.com and just download that. I don't know if it comes up with any other versions or if there's only a 64-bit version, but well, yeah, just download that and get it installed. And when you do, you will get an app like this called GitHub Desktop. Now then, what you need to do is create a repository. That's what they're called. Any backups of your projects are called repositories. It's not just used for, world building projects, obviously. Any kind of app developers or anything will use it. It's got really nice functionality. You can use different branches of your current main branch if you're testing something. If you like it and it works, you can incorporate it into your main repository, or you can discard that branch and try something else. It's a really good way of working. But for us, it's just a very, very handy way of keeping your projects backed up. So, the one thing, when you come to create a repository, you'll notice, at least here on the web page, it should be more obvious. Every single name doesn't have any spaces. GitHub doesn't like spaces. It uses hyphens instead. So whenever you create a repository from scratch, it will always replace all the spaces with hyphens. And our project is called My Project with a space in it. And that's no good. That's not going to work the way we want it to. So what we're going to do is, next to me project, just hit the 3 little dots and show in Explorer. And then we're going to remove this project from the list. It's just removed it from the list, that's all, nothing else. It's still here. And then the project, I'm just going to replace that space with a hyphen. And then I'm going to add project from disk. And we'll find My Project. And there it is. Nothing else has changed. All we've done is renamed the folder and added it back to the list. So now we can, up here, this little drop down bit where it says current repository, you open that and you'll get a little button saying add, create new repository. And the repository name, easy way of doing it, especially if it's got a long name, just in your Windows Explorer, select the folder, press F2, Control and C, and you've copied the name. And you can just paste it into there. I always initialize the repository with a README, and you'll see why in a minute. And then under Git Ignore, scroll down here and choose Unity, because GitHub is already set up to know which files you don't need to back up. It's not necessary. And that will just save space, and it'll save backup time and everything else. You're not saving a load of stuff that you really don't need. And then you can just create the repository. Just hit that again. And it already says publish your repository to GitHub, because it's not currently anywhere here. At least it shouldn't be. Let me just Yeah, we haven't got it. There's nothing called My Projects. So we're going to publish it. Description, I'll just put in test. Yes, we'll keep it private. At least I always do, because I often have a load of rubbish in there and I absolutely don't want people to see some of the stupid things I'm trying out. So, it's published it. We go back here and we'll refresh. And we've now got one called My Project right there. And if we click on that, you can see we've got assets, packages, products, project settings. It's got its git ignore file and it's got its readme file, which at the moment just says My Project. I could add to that if I wanted by hitting the little pencil and then just say this is a test space used for a tutorial. That'll do. Commit changes. And that's that done. This is useful because it doesn't necessarily have to be information for other people to know what it's about. Sometimes it's just useful to keep a little list that's handy as soon as you load it up of, you know, what the next thing is you want to do or anything like that. It hits you in the face as soon as you load the page up, and I find it quite useful. So, next thing we want to do, let's for instance say we change this project in some way. So we might want to add in a few objects. That's not what I wanted to do, but there you go. We'll add in a cube. That'll do. And we'll even perhaps give this cube a material. Let's call it grass, because I know I've got grass somewhere on my hard drive. And we'll make it a mobile, unlit. And I'll just quickly find it in here under downloads. Just scroll down a bit and there's some grass. That'll do. Just drag that in. And we've got a quick material. We'll drag that onto our box. So we've created, oh, I've given it a name. That's strange. So we've got a box and it's got a material and we've got a texture. So if I save that, so now we know that my scene, sample scene, has been changed because we've added a box and we've also added 2 files. So if we go back to GitHub, bing, it's instantly recognised that there've been some changes have happened and it lists them all here. So I could say it always asks for a summary. You need to add something before you can commit. It'll tell you there, a commit summary is required to commit. You don't need to add a full description. I might just say add box made of grass. Commit. And then if we hit push origin, it will upload any changes. Now it's going to say you can't upload it. And the reason is because on the website, we changed the README file, which isn't reflected in the local version in GitHub Desktop. So we need to fetch any changes first. And once it's done that, pull origin. Once it's done that, it'll then tell me now we can push any changes we've made to the project to GitHub. And if we go in here, we go into assets, and there's our stylized grass texture, and our material should be there somewhere. Base colour, can't see it. Oh, there it is. Goodness gracious, my eyes. And then under scenes, we've got sample scene, and it tells you as well. Under sample scene Unity, added a box made of grass. So that we know that that's changed, and it tells you when it was changed as well, a minute ago. Base colour, added a box made of grass a minute ago. So you can have a quick check and see what your changes were. I might want to add something else, for instance. Make it a sphere. And we'll just give that the same material. And we'll save so that our scene is updated. And then GitHub's recognise there are more changes. This time, all it's noticed is the sample scene file has changed because we've added a sphere. But nothing else has changed because the material and the texture were already there. So we can say add sphere made of grass. Commit to main. So we've actually committed it. We've got one local commit, or basically one recorded change waiting to be uploaded. But we don't have to do that if we don't want to. We can do more stuff. We might want to delete the sphere, for instance. That's a cube. Delete the cube. And go back here. Yep, it's found the change. We'll just say delete cube. And then we've got two changes that we've recorded, two local commits waiting to be pushed to GitHub. We can push that. And if we go back to the website to have a quick check, you don't have to keep going back to the website that way. You can actually just hit on open repository page on GitHub in your browser, and it'll open up a new page and you can see it there. Delete cube under assets, we can open that. We don't see anything here because nothing's changed with the material or the texture, but under scenes we've deleted the cube. Yeah, so you can see exactly what's been changed. And that is a really good way of backing things up and keeping them backed up. If you keep GitHub Desktop open in the background, then when you're finished working in Unity and you close it and you see this still open and you say, ooh, I'd better back those changes up. Put your notes in, commit it, get it uploaded, and it's done. So let's imagine that your hard drive died and you lost everything. I'm going to replicate that by, let's just close these windows, by opening Show in Explorer. And I'm just going to delete that folder completely. It's gone. Vanished. Gone. Okay.
Living on the edge.
Living on the edge, I know. And we'll remove the project from the list because it's not there anymore. So we've lost everything. What you can do is go to your repository here. And here you can tell it to download a zip file. And there it is there. And you can unzip it. I'm just going to delete that zip file or I'll forget to delete it. And you can see all your files are in there. So what we would do is get rid of the bit that says main because we know it was just called my project. F2 and copy. That's going to be our project name. So new project. And we'll just paste it in there. And I'll just have a drink while it builds that because, you know, it takes a couple of minutes. There we go. Now, what I would recommend you do, checking for changes, you know what I think I've forgotten to do here. Yeah, I have. It's connected. Let's just disconnect that from the Unity Cloud in a minute when it's done. So this is why I hate having it connected to the Unity Cloud, because you've got to sit here while it checks for any changes, and it takes forever. Come on. Right. Let's just quickly close that.
Now I want to go to Muppet Theatre.
Yes, I want to disconnect it. Hang on. Muppet Theatre was one of the first spaces I ever made 5 years ago, and I knew nothing about Blender back then. I had to learn the hard way as I went along. So, what I would recommend you do when you've opened up a brand new project is go through the whole thing. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Go through the whole thing of installing the Banter Builder and Cinemachine and all the rest of it. I'm not going to do that here because I'm just going to show you how to do this. And I'm probably going to get an error, but it's because I haven't installed all the modules that I need to install. But what I would basically do is, once you've set it up, is open up your folder. It's got your My Project there. Open up your GitHub one. Oh, that wasn't... Lordy, wasn't a GitHub one at all. It's the one you've downloaded. Open up the folder that's got your unzipped project in that you've downloaded from GitHub. And literally just copy and paste. So copy that folder. Because they're the same name, it'll just replace any files or add any files to the same folder. So paste. Replace files in destination. And then this is where we're probably going to get an error, but we'll give it a try. It should still show the files in the under assets. We can see we've got our grass material back and our grass texture back, and it should have replaced the scene as well. Yeah, this is probably because I didn't have the project set up properly before I started, but that's basically all you do. You unzip it, you create a new scene with the same name, and then just copy any files over, and if it asks to overwrite them, say yes, and that's basically it. And that's how you get your files back from GitHub. I can't recommend it enough. It really is a fabulous way. Now it says it can't find project because I had deleted it, hadn't I? But we'll just close that for now. So yeah, that I've just realised there's an enormous pile of books sitting watching. Yeah. Hello, pile of books. That's crazy. So I've gone through the Banter Builder and I've gone through GitHub. As I say, I hope they are useful and that people at least make... It would be nice to think people make use of GitHub, because honestly, I have lost so many projects in the past before I found out about this. And yeah. But I'm actually finished earlier than I thought I was. We've still got 15 minutes left. So is there anything anybody would like me to cover? Or anybody got any questions that they need clarification on what I've already done? Or
Okay. I tried replacing that URL of mine.
mm-hmm.
Where you upload and now my space won't load.
Right. So where you had the URL, look at that. It looks like the bundle builder's replaced itself because that was all backed up onto GitHub. Where the URL would be,
Yeah,
you
I
don't
clicked
put.
on that.
Uh-huh.
I clicked on that
Yeah.
right there, the URL, and I replaced it with the updated name.
So you
URL.
replaced it
Yeah,
with the code from your side quest space.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I got it from side quest space. Yeah.
Okay.
I replaced it with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not loading now.
Okay. My first question would be, are you using the correct version of Unity, which is 21.3.8 F1?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you have the modules required for both Windows and Android? Because if it's
Yes.
loading on PC but not on your headset, for instance, it sounds like the Android module isn't installed.
Yes, neither one. It's not doing neither one. It's not doing neither one.
Uh-huh. If that's not actually working, I'm really not sure what to suggest. I would actually reach out to SideQuest people, to be honest. I mean, one of the things you can do is...
Or did you just page the six letters?
Yeah, because it's not the full URL that you need. It's just that the first part, the code before the .bant.ing. Just those six.
Yeah, and that's what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
And so I put that in there. Like, cause it was just working just a couple of minutes ago. I got it, cause I went and changed, updated my index.
Mm-hmm.
I updated that. And
Is
it
your
was
space
working.
code it minus sign classroom? Then
Yeah, IT classroom dot. Yeah,
IT
dot
minus. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
The other thing I would suggest doing is in your file, your space on SideQuest, if you click on Manage Space and Banter, you can have a look at the time and date that the latest uploads were, and you can check if they actually successfully uploaded by looking at those as well.
Yes. It says last modified August 1st, which is today.
Mm-hmm.
And then, it says,
Well, your portal comes on.
this one says 11.
1 minute.
Yeah, this one didn't update apparently.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't update successfully. So it's something I got wrong in the Unity,
Yeah.
in the uploader.
I honestly, unless anybody else here has got any ideas what the issue could be, I honestly haven't got a clue. I would suggest trying to just giving it a go with another project, with a blank project with nothing in it to start with.
Yes.
And then,
HTTP 1.1 file not found.
yeah,
So
that's
you're
what.
missing something.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I can literally.
And have you been using the automated thing up until now as well?
Sorry, say that again?
Are you using the automated?
Yeah, so this
Import
bit where it
version.
says auto upload, after you've put your little code
Yes,
in here,
yes, yes,
and you've got auto
yes, I put
upload
that-
and
I
build
got
and
that
upload
checked.
it now.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, I
Hmm.
got that checked. I got checked.
Well,
Yeah.
upload it again
Try
then.
updating your SDK.
Like I said, I didn't start like I started having problems when I do changing this URL, so that's when I started having issues.
So
Before it was
your
working
URL
fine.
then, it isn't a code, it'll be the IT dot or dash classroom that you'd need to put in here, wouldn't
Yes.
it? Because the URL's
Yeah.
Yes,
changed,
and
it's
that's what
not
I
a
did. That's what I
6-digit number
did. I
anymore.
put that in there.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not that 6-digit number anymore. Yeah, I updated that. That's why I'm saying I updated that
Okay.
URL right or upload and I did IT
Right. And have you
minus
made
sign
sure that you
classroom.
haven't used any capitals as well? It's got to be all lowercase.
Yep, it's all lowercase.
Mhm.
you could try signing out and signing back in, maybe.
Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah,
Maybe it's bugged out.
Discord.
I think that's what I would do. I would sign out and then close your bundle builder, um, and then open it again. And as long as you're signed out, when you go to upload, it'll give you a new code. I would relink it with SideQuest and give it another try, because it could be the fact that you're signed in with your original URL.
Okay, let me sign out. Okay, sign out. Okay, now it's to give me this website to go to, which is basically SideQuest. And then I go to link my SideQuest. So I'm gonna enter this code. Okay, link now. Okay, go ahead.
It'd be nice if we could share our screens.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. There it is, right there. So build it again.
Yeah, just make sure you put in your IT hyphen classroom or whatever you've called it. I can't remember off the top of my head.
IT dash classroom
Yeah.
dot Banter. Yep. Okay, that's in there. What is this upload all and all that stuff?
I think that's probably if you've already built it and you just want to upload what you've already built. Or if you go back to that first tab, it will build and upload all in one go.
Okay. Okay, it's building right now. So hopefully.
Yeah.
Ah man, I hope that it works. Like I said, it was just working just a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah. Oh
And now when
man.
I tried to change that URL, it's messed up. Okay.
Yeah.
So I hope-
Fingers crossed that's what the issue was, and
Yes, I
we'll
hope
get it
so.
working. I'm a little bit far away, but can I still see you with a closed eye, Pony? Have you not got the issue resolved? You still got the black
No.
eye?
I've still got the black eye.
He's
Yeah,
winking
still the
at
same.
people. We know.
Yes. I'm being nice to everybody. Yes. I've sent the avatar and the GB with the file to Eileen, so she wants to have a look at it. So
Yeah, that's
whether or not
good
she's
of
going to
her.
fix it or she's just going to look at it for me, I don't know. If she don't fix it, I'll ask her to fix it.
Uh-huh. I know, she's brilliant. She helped me with the Christmas house when I had problems with I think it was the UI kept disappearing or something was happening. It turned out it was a shader that I had, and I just needed to change the render queue, I think. I can't remember now. It was the steam on me cup of cocoa in the world that was causing the problems.
Yeah, it's giving me an account. So it's saying the metadata file it can't find. It's yellow, but it's
Yeah,
not red.
let's have a look. I don't think you need to worry about the metadata though, do you? I don't know.
Well, it's still building, so
Mhm.
it's not finished. Yet.
Okay.
So we're gonna
Um, are you using the old HTML file still with the old coding? Are you manually inputting your code? Are you manually inputting your like your old code,
Yeah,
which
I went.
was
Yeah, I think I manually put those in the meta, the Android and Windows.
yeah,
Yeah,
you're
I
not
think I
still using
manually.
the 6CA33C code, are you?
No, I'm not
You
using that.
you
No, I'm not using
marvelous,
that.
man. Just double checking, just trying to find every issue.
I'm
Literally,
about to
even if
go
you
and see. I'm about to try to see if it'll load now. I'll be right.
right, you marvelous.
Hey, well,
Literally,
fingers crossed.
you put a dot out of place and it don't work. I've
Yeah,
done
I
that
know.
so many times.
Mm-hmm.
But to be honest, if it's doing the auto upload, then it doesn't need to worry about it.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
just spawning
Uploaded
wherever
it somewhere.
world spawn is.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. We've still got a few minutes left. Oh, hold on. We'll see what's
It's
happened.
still. Yeah, it's still not loading.
Still not loading. Right, okay.
Right.
I think
I don't know what it is.
what we
Something.
might need
That's
to
the
do,
only error that I'm getting when
Mm-hmm.
you cancel. It says shader warning and HSV.
Can you open you know how Lisa showed you the HTML file? Can you click on that file and open it and double check that it is stating that you're going to the right place? Because it should have changed
Open it.
automatically, shouldn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
Yeah, I should do.
Should be changed, but
Mm-hmm. Um, hang on.
yeah.
Let's just shut these. It's in WebRoot, isn't it?
Yes.
Goodness
like to hide it
gracious.
these
Come
days,
on,
don't
come
they?
on. Show an I know. And WebRoot is now under assets.
Yes.
So if
Can you
I
open it? Have a look?
hang on. Open with notepad.
Upload.
That's all I've got.
Oh right, so that's useless. It really is useless.
No,
Why don't it give you the information?
I know. Android bundle, Windows bundle. Yeah, I know.
Why is it? Okay. Can we copy it from the actual Banter builder? Is that even doable? I never even looked at it. Can we get to it that way? Is there a way of opening the file
Yeah,
that way?
you can upload it manually. You can upload it manually.
Yeah, yeah. If you've got it, is that like a glitch project? I
It
mean,
could
that
just
will
be that
still
maybe
work.
it didn't update in somewhere for your profile that it's yours. Like here, when you until you restart your game, you won't even be an admin in your own space properly. So maybe it's just
Yes.
not updated properly because the link changed.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. I
Yeah,
would.
it says a metadata file exists, but its asset. Let's see, that's the location. Can't be found when moving
Yeah, that's
or
normal.
deleting.
That's totally normal. That happens
Yeah,
every time.
yeah.
If Lisa opens hers, it'll have the same warning on the bottom of the file.
Oh, they always get warnings, different places. I mean,
Yeah, if you look
this
on your
image
console,
not
it'll tell you
found
the
for
one.
path pointer.
Where is it?
Yeah, let me go to the.
As there's only
No.
1 minute left, I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go for it.
If I, sorry, I'm from Horizon Worlds, and one of the things that happens there is people collaborate all the time.
Right.
Are there sample worlds that or spaces that could be downloaded in their entirety to experiment with and learn from?
There
Good
will
question.
be glitch projects that you can remix and make your
Yeah,
own.
but I'm specifically wanting to do it with all the Banter SDK stuff.
Yes.
Ah.
Then there will be when it's official. There'll be sample
Ah.
worlds because
Mm-hmm.
actually
Okay.
in the glitch file, the GitHub file you downloaded, there's a sample section. At present, that's just got a space saver in it, but they will have spaces in there
Oh,
It'll be
perfect.
the shooting game will be in there as a sample. I
Right.
can't explain what I mean, but it's in the Unity
Yeah.
file.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's great. I appreciate that. Thank you, and I'm sorry to interrupt.
So do you mean in
While you're
here
doing your
somewhere?
stuff.
Oh, there we go.
It's okay,
Samples
man.
quick start. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in
Right
here
now, it's
there's
just a
going to be
keep.
stuff you can download.
And you access it through a Unity file.
Okay.
In
Perfect.
the actual Unity program, you access them that way. And bring
Cool.
them in.
Excellent. Excellent.
But right
Thank you
now-
so much.
Oh, that's new
I'm
to me.
looking
That's
forward to
exciting.
collaborating with people, so that's exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be
Absolutely.
adding the shoot. There should be a sample of programs going in, and that should be going in before it officially becomes available. Even though we've
Yeah.
all got it anyway, but officially.
Well, we're
Alright,
just
excellent. Thank
after
you so-
8 p.m. So I'm going to
Thank you,
stop
Lisa.
the recording.